Now, when we did the first step, defined inputs and outputs, we are ready to move to the second step, which is to define membership functions. And to do that, we can just click on one of our variables. So now we see the second graphical user interface of Fuzzy Logic Toolbox. It's called Membership Function Editor. It lets us display and edit all of the membership functions associated with the fuzzy inference system. This is the variable palette area. We can click on a variable here to make it current and edit its membership functions. The graph field displays all the membership functions of the current variable. We can click on a line to select it and to change any of its attributes. Let's define membership functions for our three variables: service, food, and tip. Let's start with service, and instead of modifying the existing membership functions, we'll remove them and add the new ones. In this window, we can choose the type of membership function. There are 11 default types in Fuzzy Logic Toolbox, plus you can define your own custom types. And for this variable, we will use Gaussian membership functions. And we will have 3 of them. So now we see them, and let's define them. First, the value of our service quality will change from 0 to 10, so we will change the range. And now we'll click on the first membership function and define it. We will call it poor, and we'll type in the parameters, standard deviation and the mean value. Now we will click on the second membership function. We'll call this one good, and again we can define its values, parameters graphically, like I did here, or just type them in this window. And so for the third one, we'll define this membership function. We'll call it excellent, and define its parameters. So now we are done with membership functions for our first variable, service. Let's do the same for the food variable. So I could just change this membership functions, but instead I will remove all of them and add the new ones. Here I will use trapezoidal membership functions, and I will use 2 of them. Now I'm gonna change the range. Again, this value changes from 0 to 10, and define membership functions. The first one I will call rancid, and I will define the 4 values describing the shape of this curve. The second one will be called delicious, and the parameters are going to be like that. Finally, we have to define membership functions for our output variable tip. So again, we'll remove the existing ones, and we'll add 3 new membership functions, and we're going to use triangular membership functions. And the range for our tip percentage is going to be from 0 to 30%. So we'll define the range, and now we'll define our membership functions. The first one is going to be cheap, and these are the values. The second one is going to be average with the corresponding values. Finally, the last one is going to be generous with these parameter values. So now we defined our membership functions for all three variables, and this was our step 2. And now we are ready to move to step 3, which is to define rules. So let's close membership function editor and define rules. We can do that by either going to edit menu and selecting rules, or we can just double click on the name of our fuzzy logic system. This brings up another graphical user interface, the third one, and it's called Rule Editor. The Rule Editor allows you to construct rule statements automatically by selecting one item in each input variable box, one item in each output box, and one connection item. So let's do that. And to refresh our memory about the rules that we're going to create, let's take a look at them. So the first rule: if service is poor or food is rancid, then tip is cheap. If service is good, tip is average. That's our second rule. And the last rule: if service is excellent or food is delicious, then tip is generous. So let's go back and define our rules. So again, we select one item from input variable box for service, poor, one item for input variable box for food, rancid, one item from connection box, or, and one item from output box, cheap. And we're ready to add a rule. Here it is. That's a first rule. Now the second rule is going to be: if service is good, then tip is average. So let's add the second rule. And the last rule: if service is excellent or food is delicious, then tip is generous. So now we have three rules that we saw. Very easy, very intuitive way to define them. We can change the rules easily, we can delete the rules, we can assign different weights to the rules using the weight box. In this example, all rules have the same weight of 1. We can also view our rules in different ways. Instead of the current verbose format, we can look at our rules in the symbolic format, which is more compact, or in the indexed format, which is how the computer interprets these rules.